driveway hums with night. He kills the lights, exhales the day, steps softly out of sight. His shadow spills across the hood, the street lamp flickers dim, and something in the silence now begins to speak through him. With open palm, a steady tap, each window gets a strike. Not hard enough to shatter glass, but firm enough alike. He stares into the darkened panes as if they might confess a secret hidden in the frame, a quiet ugliness. He circles slow, a ritual known to no one else but he, inspecting seams and edges like a priest of scrutiny. A flashlight cuts the undercar, the axles frame and steel, as though the truth beneath the shell might suddenly reveal the front, the rear, the bumper lines, the roof beneath his gaze. Each inch is searched with reverence in this peculiar phase, and all the while he tells himself no eyes are watching near. A private right, untouched by doubt, untouched by any fear. But if a footstep breaks the hush along the sidewalk line, he freezes like a hunted thing that stepped outside its time, or bolts inside the door a shield, his breath a frantic race, as though the world might see too much upon his guarded face. For once he held a different life, with voices in his home, a son whose laughter filled the air, a wife he'd never roam. He crossed the sea with hopeful hands to build a future bright, but grief arrived like winter storms that swallowed all the light. His son was lost to silent deaths no father's reach could save, a question mark that lingers still beyond the final grave. And soon his wife, by sickness worn, slips softly out of view, leaving him alone to face a world that felt untrue. No family here to anchor him, no past he could reclaim, just echoes of a life he knew that never stayed the same. So now he guards what still remains with rituals each night, as if control could push away what vanished from his sight. Speaks of grief that never found release, a mind that cannot reconcile the absence of its peace. The losses he endured were vast, abrupt and out of hand, so now he builds small certainties he feels he can command. The tapping on the windows is a search for something missed, a way to check for hidden faults where tragedy might twist. Because if all is intact and whole beneath his watchful eye, perhaps he can believe again that nothing more will die. His scanning of the undercar, the bumper's roof and frame, reflects a hyper-vigilance born out of loss and blame. For those who lose what can't be fixed often carry deep inside a sense they should have seen the signs or somehow turn the tide. The need to stay unseen suggests a quiet thread of shame, not for the acts themselves alone, but for the grief he can't contain. He hides because to be observed would make it all too real. A man undone by what he lost, with wounds that never heal. His freezing or his sudden flight when others pass him by shows how his inner world collides with what he can't deny. That though he lives among the rest, he's set apart alone, a stranger not just to the land but to the life he's known. This is not madness wild and loud, but sorrow tightly wound, a coping mechanism built where deeper pain is found. A man who lost his anchors tries in darkness to restore a sense that something can be kept from slipping anymore. So every night at 2 a.m. beneath that quiet sky, he checks, he taps, he reassures, he does not question why. Because to stop would mean to face what waits beyond control, the emptiness of love.